believe how we start our day is so important. If we wake up listening to a whole bunch of negative stuff, our whole day might be negative. And if day after day after day be negative, we'll lead a negative, depressed, stressful, anxiety life. That's why I believe in waking up and thanking God. Thank God for everything that you have. Not dwelling on what you don't have, but thanking God for the blessings you do have. The stuff we take for granted, for that we don't even see. I'm learning when you have a goal, it ain't about what you got to do to get to that goal. It's the person you have to become to get to that goal. And so a lot of times we think this need to happen, that need to happen, but it's us that need to be happy. A blessing too soon ain't a blessing at all, for real. You might get blessed with the woman of your dreams, but guess what? You ain't out your whole phase. You ain't got your money right. You ain't all the way a man yet. You ain't developed. You don't even know how to handle that blessing. And so a blessing too soon really ain't a blessing at all, for real. We got to feed our spirit. Just like we feed our physical body, we got to feed our spirit. If we give our physical body a whole bunch of junk, we ain't going to feel good. And that's just like our spirit. If we feed our spirit a whole bunch of junk, a whole bunch of negativity, a whole bunch of gossip, our spirit is not going to feel good. And if our spirit ain't feeling right, we ain't going to feel right. We so caught up in the messenger that we have missed the message. Somebody could give us a life-changing word and we would ignore it just because we heard some dirt on that person. And a lot of times we accept some bull stuff from somebody who we consider great, somebody we hero worship. And so a lot of times we have to accept the message without the messenger, for real. I had to learn self-correction because I always didn't. And when I did that, my life changed for the better. One day I was complaining to my homeboy C-Dog about my people, like, man, why don't they help me, man? They could actually help me get to the next level. And my homeboy C-Dog said, bro, you a grown man. Quit jacking off your money in the back, shoot dice, save your money and get it done yourself. You a grown man. Quit waiting on another grown man to do something for you. And I ain't argue. I ain't go back and debate with him. I said, you right. And I changed my life right then in the blink of an eye, and I accepted that correction. But if you go back and forth and argue and debate, people won't correct you, and you will overthink everything and live in your own head and be a victim and could never be the best version of you. And so one thing I learned this the hard way, you gotta accept correction, for real. Some people have a problem for every solution. And when a person complaining to you and you give them a solution to get them out of the reason they complaining, and they come with more complaints, and why that don't work, man, stop talking, man. They're energy drain. A lot of times we got to accept things and people for who they are. We'll drive someone crazy, we'll drive ourselves crazy trying to change them. And a lot of times we want better for that person, but they don't want better for themselves. And so we can't make a hoe into a housewife. We can't make a chicken into an eagle. And so a lot of times we just got to accept people for who they are, because that'll drain us spiritually, it'll drain all our energy, and it will make them just not like you, for real. And so one thing I learned, man, you got to accept people for who they are, because they end up resenting you in the long run, for real.